voice testing, 1, 2, 3, voice testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome back to episode 4 of Oxygen Not Included. We've got a few things that we want to run through today. Actually, I'm going to restart this real quick. Hello, and welcome back to episode 4 of Oxygen Not Included. I am Ashenova, and we're going to get right back into the game. So, last time when we left off, we just finished our rudimentary power system, our hatch ranch, some more barracks, and we started digging up. I want to dig over to this Pacu as soon as I can. We do have a little bit of polluted oxygen, polluted water. I've got a way that we can get around that without too much of a hassle. But today, one thing I want to focus on is the metal refinery, which we are going to build right here. I'm going to go ahead and start a metal refinery setup over here. It will take me about a moment, so we'll cut back when I am finished getting that ready. Okay, and this is the general setup. We got power running through here like this. We're going to have to beef up the power grid. We're going to disconnect all this down here. We're going to set up a transformer right here. I want to eventually change this to a higher wattage power water, but we don't have that yet. We're going to deconstruct all this so it doesn't break everything. I'm probably going to preemptively run this across like this so that we can break all of this down here and recoup all this wire. One thing that we have to deal with soon is an overflow system. Essentially what I want to put here is a water temperature sensor, that if the water is too hot, it will reroute it somewhere else. So we'll get them getting started on that. One thing that we might want to do is actually change this plumbing out. Right now I have the plumbing set up as just regular plumbing, but we might actually want to upgrade it into an insulated plumbing. Like that. I wonder if we have the automation for some of these things already. Let's see, utilities. Nope, we're gonna have to go ahead and research them. Here's the liquid pipe thermosensor. We're gonna have to go ahead and research this. We'll also get the radiant liquid pipe and the thermal aqua tuner, which we won't be able to use till a little bit down the road, but that's fine. And we have another duplicate available. Let's see what we got. Now, I think this might be a first time, but I think I am going to do reject all. I know most people would go ahead and pick one of these, most likely the nutrient bars. However, we're going to play a little bit harder and not accept any of these care packages. So we will reject all. And it asks you if you want to make sure. Okay, it's like, are you crazy? You want to get rid of the nutrient bars? And we're like, yeah, we do. Okay, we got to cycle 22, and now there's a few things that we can do. They have just finished the bulk of this work. I actually don't want to put a door here. How am I going to maneuver this? I might have to move around how these liquid pipes are. Okay, I think I solved it. What we're going to do is do the liquid pipe thermosensor. Can we do it right here? Oh, we can't do it right here. We can do it right here though, but we won't be able to put it right here. So ultimately, it looks like it's going to have to be right here. This is how we're going to do it. So what we'll do is the outflow, we'll go over this liquid pipe thermal sensor. We'll go ahead and remove these pipes. Oh, we have to work around this pipe too, don't we? Yikes. Okay. Give me another minute, and I'm going to reroute all this to accommodate for this. So give me one more moment. Okay, I'm having them reroute this all the way throughout here. So what's going to happen now, right here, is I'm going to need... Oh my goodness. Look at him go. Who are you? He looks like he's bopping his head back and forth, but it doesn't know which one to load first. That looks funny. Anyway, we'll let that cook. Let's go ahead, do a liquid shut off. And what we'll do is that if this is too hot, then it will bypass. And if it's not too hot, then it will go out here. So what we'll do is like this. This is the input. If it's cold enough, it will go back to the input here. If it's too hot, then we will reroute it probably underneath, somewhere over here, somewhere we're not worried about. But that means that we don't have to do this anymore, and that means we can also break these apart. So that looks about right. One other thing about these liquid shutoffs is that they will need power. So there we go, easy peasy. Oh, is that our first overjoyed reaction? If Sparkle Streak are going, that's awesome. No doubt because they're eating barbecue now. They're just really happy. Look at them go. I mentioned this last time, insufficient oxygen generation. We might need another one of these. Yeah, it looks like we don't have a lot of oxygen down here at this level. And we don't have enough up here at this level. I think having it down here was going to be ultimately better. We can put it back right here. I'm fine with putting it back right here. Well, I need just a little bit more automation wire. I think this is the last amount that I have. Look how low we're getting on our copper. Don't worry, This is meant to save that. It's meant to fix that problem. We should get this iron over here. We do need some other metal types. I'm thinking iron is the way to go. But there's just not a whole lot of it right here. There's little bits and pieces of iron through here, but we have to clean up all this chlorine to do so. We're also going to get rid of these tutorials. We're smart enough. This room's not being used for anything right now, and I'm trying to think what it could be used for. I might go ahead and make an additional refinery over here. But what I'd like to do is have a ladder system. Continue our pattern of ladders. Like that. Now we have these guys doing a lot of work for us. I think there's something more that we have got to address, and it's mainly this water over here. I think we go ahead and we try to add it to our main water output, but I think we're going to also apply some buffer tanks. I think this will help us prevent adding too much water all at once. We might have the water go ahead and route all the way down here before it goes out to here. So having some buffer tanks, I think, will be worth it in the long run. It will take a bit for me to go ahead and rewire all this plumbing, so we'll cut back when that's ready. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and pipe all the water this way. I like giving a space between my water so I can eventually add, if I need to, do some water bridging across here. So that's why I gave it a nice little space. I'm going to have to break this down. I'm going to leave it here for a second until we get this buffer tanks finished, just so we don't have any clogs in the system. But this is how I'm going to set this up. That way, with the buffer tanks here, water here, and that way I can pump all this water out into this pipe right here, and we can go ahead and suck all this water. You could try to drop it into the basin manually. I just think it's going to be a lot cleaner to go ahead and pump it instead. So we're going to go ahead and get infrastructure ready for that. Alright, cycle 23 startup. We have the metal refinery area pretty much finished. We're going to go ahead and reroute some water back to the basin and into some buffer tanks. And we're going to go ahead and set up infrastructure required to go ahead and get over here. So hopefully that goes off without a hitch. We might have to dig across just so this gets low enough. So, well, actually what I can do is this. This is a little nasty, but this is a way to do it. This is certainly a method. That way we don't have to dig down while they're underwater too much. Oh, we got a new colony achievement. We'll wait to the end to see all these colony achievements, but it's nice that we earned another one right now. Cycle 24 update. So not too much has happened between cycle 23 and 24. We do have this water pump now working, and now we are going ahead and pumping water into our main system. We have some of the buffer tanks set up. There's still one more we're waiting on until we can go ahead and disconnect this liquid vent, and then we have the full liquid vent would be set up all the way over here. We have this area finally dug out. I'm thinking of adding a rock crusher over here, maybe to squeeze out a little bit more refined metal, because we are on 10 kilograms of copper, and that's just too low. But I mainly wanted to keep it here for eggshell crushing, so that we can get steel sooner rather than later. Because steel is the main thing that's stopping me from taming this natural gas geyser. And with this natural gas geyser, we could make a really strong dirty brick, or a really strong energy system. So that's yet to be done, but hey, it's something we can do soon. So if we can get maybe some of this iron ore over here and enough eggshell, the eggshell might not be for a while, but that's why we've dug all the way up here to get to our little Pacu. And we're about ready to break into here. A few things need to be done for here. I might put a liquid lock right here. I might not put a liquid lock. I might just go ahead and run a not oxygen diffuser. What am I thinking of? It's a... I'll just read what it is. Did I not get the deodorizer? There's no way. It looks like I forgot to research something. No, we totally have the deodorizer. Is it in refinement? Ventilation? No. Oxygen. There it is. That's what I was missing. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and we'll add one of these here, add one of these here. We're going to just do a simple manual generator, a battery, and some wire to connect these things. This is not going to be a permanent setup. That's just to get rid of all this polluted oxygen up here. We might want to go ahead and add another deodorizer up here on a shelf. Just like that. That way we can get all this polluted oxygen cleaned up, and we'll eventually want to go ahead and put some water over here. So I might as well go ahead and preemptively put this right here. Yeah, I think right here. We might go ahead and distribute some skill points now, so let's go ahead and look at those. Copper, we could give them another one. Fluorine has one. I don't think fluorine's got anything yet. Hydrogen, we could give them a higher skill. I don't like their morale being this low. I keep them at 2 skills right now, actually. I don't think we need to go ahead and improve any of their skills yet, so we'll keep it as it is. We should be researching some stuff, though. The Atmos sensor is one of them, so we might be ready for them to start researching all of this stuff, so let's get to it. They have finished the 3rd buffer tank, so I can go ahead and deconstruct this now. And this will be our main liquid vent. We might as well go ahead and work on our 3rd ladder ring. Now, before we actually get to this Pacu over here, which we are dangerously close to getting to, we might want to go ahead and add some things that we need for Pacu, including a fish release right here and a fish feeder. Now, this is the main reason I didn't go ahead and close off this straight runaway. However, because of the water can vary in height, I might just go ahead and put a fish feeder right here and a fish feeder right here. One thing we will have to do, though, actually. Looking how this is set up, I kind of want to put my fish feeders next to my pitcher pumps now. I think it looks prettier that way, and it would keep this aesthetic. There we go. I like that a lot more. But one other thing that we do need to do is clean up all the organics down here, and that is a tall task to do. Typically I like to clean this out before I have my water basin going, but it's a little too late for that. We'll go ahead and sweep all this up. If someone were to fall down here, they'd be stuck forever. So let's go ahead and try to prevent that from happening before it happens. And we're ready for a new duplicate. Let's see who we got. I kinda like Gene over here. We could use another researcher. Now, researchers, you might think that this skill eventually drops off later in the game, but researching also increases the rate they get experience. So it can actually be really good to have good science at the beginning of the run. So we might go ahead and pick up Gene here. They've got Iron Gut and Mole Hands, and they get increased food morale bonus. So I can't really see a reason not to get them. So now we gotta think of a name. Let's try Nitrogen. I don't think we have a Nitrogen yet. Happy birthday, Nitrogen. Alrighty. Now they're finally going to go ahead and sweep all this algae down here. I think I have them all doing it right now, so hopefully it gets done pretty quick. I've discovered another hatch, and he's going to become barbecue. I've discovered another hatch, and he won't be barbecue. We're at the beginning of cycle 25 now. We're going to try to expand the ranch a little bit just so we can fit some more hatches in here. They are cramped right now, so we're going to have to expand it considerably. We did finish some of our research, but they've got a lot more to do until we get the exosuits. And we got a lot of work to do before we get exosuits, because we don't even have the metal refinery operational yet. So hopefully we can get some water pumped into this. I kind of want to get some polluted water. It might make sense to get the polluted water up here, but that's a long pipe to run all the way over. But do I really want to dig down into this yet? I don't think I do. Okay, I've made up my mind. We're going to go ahead and grab this polluted water all the way up here. Oh goodness, we have a mess of pipes. Now it looks like an absolute insane mess of pipes right now, and that's because it is. But we're going to go ahead and clean this up later, especially when we're done pumping all these temporary water sources. And I want to get this Pacu sooner rather than later, so let's go ahead and make this a priority for us to do. Alright, now we got some work going on here. I want them to mop that up too. Just so we can move the water from right there to right there, so they don't get all the feet wet right here. We can go ahead and grab this Pacu now. If we go to food, we should have a fish trap somewhere. Do we not have the fish trap? Oh, buggers. We don't have the fish trap. And we kind of need that to get the Pacu. So I'm going to go ahead and move their research away from what they're doing right now, just so we can get that guy. I'm going to do a quick trick right here by dropping some water into here. We might need a little bit more water, but it will stop it from off-gassing a fluid oxygen from the fluid water. So as soon as another duplicate comes over, here we go, with some water, it's going to go ahead and stop all this from off-gassing. Because if we look at the materials overlay, There's fluid water, and there's water, and water does not off gas. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop fluid water in here now. So this will be our fluid water siphon until further notice. Another thing we gotta do is get this fluid oxygen from over here to over here, so that we can get rid of all of it for good. Welcome back to cycle 26. In terms of this little operation that I have going on, we are almost done. I think all the pipes are done except for up here, so we might make this a higher priority. Because gosh darn it, before the end of the episode, I really want to get some refined metal. Everything here is going good. We have to finish some more research before we can go ahead and capture that fish. But once we do, we're going to drop them right into our giant reservoir, which is filling up a little bit more now that we have this water drained into here. I think all the algae and seeds are removed from the bottom of here. There's my 10 little pieces of copper right there. But I think all the algae is gone and all the seeds are gone. So we don't have to worry about the fish in here not cooperating. Are these guys still cramped in here? They are. I'm so sorry. We'll have to dig this room out a little bit more at some level of priority, but we do need these pipes done. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and start the process of bringing this fluid water all the way down until we fill up this buffer tank. Once this buffer tank is full, I think I'm going to reroute that fluid water to go into our water purification system, just so that we can get rid of that water once and for all. And if this buffer tank is full, I really don't see a reason to pump anymore. We could just have it sit there. I mean, eventually this water is going to heat up. Once it does, I'll probably grab it from somewhere else. It should be fine. It'll be fine. Go ahead and preemptively set this up right here. Uh-oh, I think I just caught Copper in a loop where he's trying to grab this water all the way down here, but he's not fast enough. I hope he doesn't try to go back down. Nope, he has given up on that. That's the one problem with having deep reservoir systems like this, is because if you have some duplicates with low athletics, they will not be able to grab stuff from the bottom, and they'll try to pick it up, and they'll just go up here and they'll drop it before they finish. Like just what happened with nitrogen right there. Yeah, I need to be able to fix that. This is not good enough. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this tile so the CO2 can actually flow into here and into the scrubber. I might go ahead and make these airflow tiles as well, so that the CO2 doesn't sit right at this level. They're really trying to grab stuff from down here. What is it, sandstone? We should have some sandstone at other places in the colony, I would think. Yeah, they're all having trouble grabbing stuff from down here. This is actually a big problem for me right now. How can we resolve this? I'm thinking of flushing the CO2 out from here will help a little bit remediate it. I don't know how else to tackle it except for giving them all suit wearing. Hydrogen's able to get it. I think helium's able to get it. Nitrogen, are you fast enough, nitrogen? No, you're not. Neither are you, Einsteinium. I'm actually going to remove this ladder right here because they want to climb this instead of climbing up right here. I think they're trying to fill these up because they don't have anything else to do. Now that's a thing. But right before this cycle ends, we are getting some refined metal. And I am so happy about that. Before we go ahead and do our refined metal, we're going to go ahead and set this thermosensor. It will send a green signal as long as it's below. And we're going to look at that real quick. Because if we go to the book and we look at polluted water, we'll see it has a melting point or a gas point of 119 degrees. Now this heats up fluids quite considerably, so we want to make sure it's below the next flash point, and I want to say it will heat it up by maybe 24 degrees, so I think it's really safe to make this 95. So as long as we're below 95 degrees, it won't go back into the reservoir system. And here's the moment of truth. Fluorine going ahead and making some refined metal. And right on time, because welcome to cycle 27. And we are having some problems. They're finally starting to hit us with some really good problems. One is that they probably can't grab this stuff down here very easily. We are trying to fix that by improving the oxygen right on top of this, but I don't think that's a permanent fix. The other issue that we have is that I don't think we're getting enough power. I've got a way to fix this one though. That's not too bad. I think we can fix that pretty easily. It's just that we're putting a cart before the horse before the cart before the horse. We need the refined metal to fix my problem down here. So we'll try to get them to do that first. I wonder if this system's working right. Yes, it is. It is checking whether it's ready to go in here. And right now it's stuttering a little bit, and that's almost full. I'm getting ready to cut this off as soon as it is. It's one more tick. We're watching it. We're watching it. I say that's good enough. And we'll go ahead and put the rest of this water into our buffer tanks. I wonder why it's not going. Ah, that's because the bathrooms. I guarantee it's probably the bathrooms. Yep, see that? I wonder why that is. What we can do then... Oh, I see it. I see it. There we go. That should be good. And we're not getting any clogs in the bathroom, so that's good too. We are getting some periodic power outages, but... Oh! It looks like we can fix that now. So if we go over to stations, we can increase our power by putting one of these guys down. And we'll get some NG's tune-up on these generators, and we should be good to go on that front. How did we get some slime? Did someone dig some slime down here? That's not good for me, personally. I don't think it is. I will say what's good for me is that we finished some research. Look at that. We can go ahead and get a fish trap. Go ahead, put it right here, and give that a high priority. I want some fish, and I think the rest of my colony wants some too. There's probably a little meal ice sitting right here that I want to get to. Adds more calories for the colony, because we are running a little shy. These guys are no longer cramped. That's what I like to see. And we could try and make this room a little bit bigger for them. And we got a new duplicate available. Personally, I don't like any of these guys. Excavation 8's fine. Loud Sleeper's annoying. It's not the end of the world. Interior Decorator decreases their morale. So I don't like that. Athletics and Piloting's good, but Flatulent? No, we can't do that. Goodbye. We're getting pretty close to our barracks limit too, because we already have 12 people who can sleep here. We can go ahead and arm this fish trap, make this a high priority, so we want this fish. Unless they already got the fish. Where is he? Are they taking the fish over to this thing? I hope they are. Selenium, you are amazing. And just like that, we have a Pacu farm. How is this not in a power plant? What does a power plant require? 2 heavy-duty generators, 2 or more buildings, minimum size 12 tiles. Oh, I see it. Actually, what we'll do is we'll make that. There we go. And let's go ahead and select what metal we'll be using. We'll probably be using iron for this foreseeable future. They are still trying to get all the stuff on the bottom here. God bless them. Oh, is this room too big now? Outside of stable. How big is this room? 98 tiles. What gets us to 96 tiles? 96 is right here. I want to make sure I got that right. That's 92. No. 96 is right here. Now, we have to account for this one block right here. So we need one more block over. And what I might just do is add 3 more blocks and move this one over. That way we can make it nice and clean. But where are we going to add the 3 blocks? I would not be upset by adding them like that. I mean, it does its function, so we might as well. And we made it to cycle 28. We got a good amount of stuff done. We ended up getting the Pacu from over here, and we're filtering out all this bad water all the way down here. We got a new duplicate on our hands. We ended up getting a metal refinery up and running. We have a Pacu farm going, and we've expanded the hatch farm. It might not feel like we've ended up doing a lot this episode, but we have set ourselves up for a very successful future for the next few episodes, so I feel like this one's still a really important step. So that's it for today's episode. If you liked it, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Maybe ring that bell if you really want to see what happens next. Hopefully, I don't take this colony and kill them all. I'll try to avoid that. My name's Ashenova, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.